All right, so we're back again. um, so my battery is running out, so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. This is gonna talk a little bit about time and some of the revelations that I've had about time. Um, Time is something that, for one, time is an illusion, and it doesn't move linearly. It moves in a different way. um, so you can experience time um, by going within yourself and remembering like certain things about your life or in your life. And your mind does this like almost automatically, especially like when you're in a situation where you either don't want to be in it or mentally your mind doesn't want to be in it. It'll like flash back and you'll like zone out or something like that. That's like time. That's like an experience because it can experience time in a different way than we've been taught that we experience time, or that we're made to experience time in this 3D world, in this 3D world. So we are told that we have to be certain places at certain times, and that we have to look at this clock to basically keep time, going in a certain way. um, and it's so crazy. Like one of the things that is funny is because TikTok is like very popular, right? And we spend a lot of time on there, like making like little short, maybe like 10-second to 30-second videos, or maybe minute videos, and it's basically us having fun. Like we're having fun in time, like, and it's very popular. Like now, like I don't think it was too popular last year, but it seems like it's more popular now than it was before. And the reason why I think this is interesting is because of the way that we've been kind of made to experience time right now. Like in quarantine, like a lot of people are not going to work on a regular because they can't go to work because of the quarantine. Unless you have an essential job. Like if you have an essential job, then you have to go to work. But a lot of people aren't experiencing time the way we've been experiencing time for years and years, which is a very important and key thing. Like it's a very important time on the planet. Like if everybody is going through the same thing and we're not, if everybody's going through the same thing and it's basically, I don't want to say that. It's basically everybody in the world. Like it's never been a time like this on the planet. But to add to that, I will say that there have been times where I can say that I've been aware that time has stopped or time has been rewinded. There's a point recently where I would say that time stopped, and everything changed after that point. Like, but it's not the first time that it's happened. I think it happens. I think it's happened multiple times in my lifetime, in this lifetime especially. Um, but I think time has been manipulated so heavily that we don't even notice it sometimes, or we just call it something else. But that's how you can tell that we live in a matrix, because time itself can be manipulated in that way, and that we don't have control over it. Like the matrix has more control over our time than we do, which is not a good thing. But I think that's a part of the shift, because we're in a point where we can control our time and we can decide what we do with our time. I mean, some people would say that, going to work, we're deciding what we do with our time, but that's not true because you have to clock into a into a job, and you have to do certain things at specific times. Like you have to I'll just say you have to go to lunch at a certain time, and then you have to go, have to clock out at a certain time, and and then like just like you could have to eat at certain times and things like that. Like it's very much controlled by the matrix, and it shouldn't be like the time should definitely be controlled by you or within you. Like time itself. I told somebody this one time, and like it's something that I understood in the moment as I was saying it. Like I can't remember what we said right before it, but it unlocked the idea that time is something that emanates from us, like from what I've been talking about, like from our memories. Like we are living, walking time. Like everything about us can control time, but we have to have the knowledge of how to do so. Time can be controlled by you, like whether that be like, I think one of the best examples is somebody who works or has their own business. You have to structure your schedule in a way that makes you successful. And that's just like us, well, regular people who don't have a business or don't, work from home in some way, shape, or form, like whether it be freelance or something like that. But we have to do the same thing, like, but we have to be more imaginative with it. Like, you can control time to the point where you are almost teleporting to a different time. Like going to a different time, not just mentally, but physically, because we do it on a mental level all the time. Like we can tell a story about something that has happened like in the past or years and years and years ago, but we don't physically go there. We go there mentally, and in a way, that's a bad thing that we just go there mentally, because we sometimes leave ourselves stuck there. Like sometimes you can you know what I'm talking about. If you're around somebody that talks about the same thing over and over again, and they don't seem to be able to stop talking about it, it's because they're stuck and their energy is stuck in that specific time. It's stuck in that specific memory, and since it's stuck in that specific memory, they are stuck in that time, so their patterns will remain the same. You have to be in a state where you're constantly evolving, um, and that causes you to be able to move more freely. And that's something I want to kind of talk about a little bit right now. This is gonna be the last thing, I swear, before my battery goes out. Free energy. Free energy is where we're going as a society, where there'll be a lot of things that are free, and we will have to adjust to it because we're not used to it. But that's where we're going, because a lot of things are changing, and there won't be so much control on or limitations on the amount of energy that we're exposed to, or the amount of energy that we can harness. And it won't be so expensive. It'll be free. Like the energy that we are supposed to be having is supposed to be free energy. It's not supposed to be this low vibrational, stuck, closed off energy. It's supposed to be free and loose, and be able to move like at its own will. And that's where we're going, like energetically, as individuals and as a collective people. Like as humans, like we're raising up in vibrations again. Like you have to keep that in mind. Like we're raising up in vibrations, and we're not going to be stuck in a level that is so dependent on an outside source for energy, because energy is free already. We just are paying for it for whatever reason. Like you'll hear many people say, like, humans are the most backward things on the planet. Like, we're the only people that are born here, or well, the only creatures that are born here and pay to live here. And we're supposed to be the most evolved creatures. That doesn't make sense. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about when it comes to time travel. I may make a part 2, but I think I covered everything I wanted to cover today. I want to say I love you, and I want to also, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm going to end this video now. I'll talk to you later.